So, this is the first time I've ever made a video like this, and I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. That might seem strange, a video about confidence, and the person trying to help you is starting off the video telling you that they are a little bit nervous. Why? Because I'm doing something different. I've never recorded a YouTube video without a script. I have a few notes here, but normally I have a perfect script of everything exactly how I want to say it. So, I'm doing this in this way because I want to encourage you. This video is about confidence. I want you to be more confident in professional English in 2025. I want to encourage you that you don't have to be perfect and it's okay to make mistakes. All right, so that's the reason I'm doing it like this. I want to share some simple tips to help you boost your confidence in professional English. I'm going to share a very simple technique to help you with something very specific, learning new phrases and using new phrases. I think you'll like that. Very simple technique and it's very effective. I want to also share tips about a very specific area of professional English. So yeah, that's basically what I want to do. So let's talk about confidence in professional English, where it comes from, how to get it. It comes from those small moments of success, those good feelings you get from, for example, having a friendly conversation with a colleague. It could be really short, but it works. They understand you, you understand them, and you leave that conversation just with a good feeling. And that builds your confidence, and that confidence can impact lots of other areas of your professional English. Not just small talk with a colleague, but just that confidence using English can help you then with a presentation, writing an email, talking to a client on the phone. So little moments like that are really important, and we need to appreciate them and just go for them and try them. Don't be afraid to speak. Try to jump out of your comfort zone, because that's the way you're going to get that confidence. Another example could be in a meeting, just using a phrase for expressing your opinion. And, it just works. People listen, they nod, they respond, you feel good, and you get that little confidence boost. And I want you to look for those and find them this year, because when you trust yourself and you're willing to make mistakes, like I'm willing to make mistakes in this video, it's going to really help your confidence. And as I said before, it could be, a very simple, short conversation. It might not even be about work, but the confidence you get from that little, small talk conversation with your colleague can have a much wider impact. Okay, so that is examples of where we get that confidence. And now I want to talk about, a specific area of professional English where a lot of people struggle with confidence because it involves speaking in front of a group. That happens in meetings, okay? So a couple of things that you can do to help yourself in meetings is I want to encourage you to speak up and make your voice heard. I've talked about this in other videos before, and I know it's not easy, but I want you to think about the alternative. So if you stay quiet, your opinions aren't heard, people might think that you're not good at your job or that you're not interested in the topic. So yeah, okay, you might not get your opinion across perfectly. You might not say it exactly how you would in your first language, but at least you're speaking up. And you might surprise yourself, and you might get a massive confidence boost from just saying one simple thing. So I really want to encourage you to take risks, speak up, trust yourself, okay? And one thing you can do to prepare is look at the agenda before a meeting and think about a few points that you want to talk about or say something on. And, it doesn't have to be a long, like paragraph, like lots and lots of sentences. It can be, just one or two things. And you can try and practice them in advance by speaking out loud. I'm always talking about speaking out loud. I think it's a very simple and effective way to improve your speaking skills and to also give yourself little confidence boosts. Listening to yourself using a phrase or a piece of vocabulary in the right way will also help your confidence. Practice out loud. And also to, not to forget your value. You're in the meeting for a reason. You're good at your job. You have things to say. You have ideas, valuable ideas to share. Think about your value. Remind yourself of that. So, what have I talked about so far? Trust yourself to speak up and make your voice heard. The alternative, staying quiet, isn't that really a great alternative? Let's be honest. Then can you prepare some things in advance? Practice saying them out loud. And the next one is, it's again something I've talked about before, is to try and visualize yourself. So take a few minutes before the meeting and visualize yourself doing well in the meeting. So expressing opinions, handling interruptions, other people nodding, respecting what you're saying. You know what I mean? So try to visualize yourself just doing really well. And this is something you can do not only in meetings, but for lots of other areas of professional English. Before a presentation, before a negotiation, picture yourself doing it well. Take a few moments and really try to imagine that. It really helps, believe me. So those are a few tips on what you can do to boost your confidence for meetings. The next thing I want to do in the video is to share the technique that I talked about before. Very simple technique, simple and effective way to really learn and remember new phrases. But before we do that, I want to quickly tell you about the 21-day meetings challenge, which is my online course to help busy professionals get really good at meetings in a very short period. So each day of the challenge, you get a short 15-minute lesson. I know people are busy, so that's why I designed it in this way. We cover 21 of the most important meeting skills. We talk about confidence. We talk about lots of different phrases, intercultural communication, how to deal with fast speakers and strong accents, how to deal with advanced vocabulary and idioms when you hear them, and lots more. There's a special offer because it's the start of the new year. I want to motivate you to start the new year strong, and this challenge is a great way to do this. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You can go take a look, find out if it's for you. There's a special offer on until Sunday, so you can get a discount. And there are 3 live Q&A sessions for this version of the challenge in January. So once a week, I go live. You can join me, you can ask me questions, get additional support, meet other busy professionals from all over the world. And it's usually very nice atmosphere. We have good conversations and people find this really helpful to get extra tips, talk to me and get my advice. So I think that's everything I wanted to say about the 21-day challenge. As I mentioned before, the confidence that you can get in one particular area can really have an impact on other areas. So I'm pretty sure that if you do the challenge and get through the 21 days, which is not too difficult because they're really short lessons, it's well structured, it's designed in this way to help you, transform your meeting skills in this short space of time. The confidence that you get and the effect that it will have on your professional English for meetings will spread, and it will really help you in other areas, presentations, negotiations, talking to your boss, and so on. Okay, so the link is in the description. Go and check it out. And now we're going to move on and talk about this technique. So we're going to start off with a phrase for asking for an opinion. Take a look at this dialogue. I'm going to read it out loud. You just have to listen. Can I get your input on this report? Sure, I think we should add more case studies. I agree. How would you suggest we source them? Okay, and now I'd like you just to practice that first sentence out loud. So repeat it after me. Can I get your input on this report? And now we're going to read the dialogue together, the full dialogue. And you're going to start after a count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Sure, I think we should add more case studies. And now we'll try it again, but this time I'm going to take part of the phrase away and we're going to see if you remember it. Are you ready? Okay, here it comes again. You can start after 3. 1, 2, 3. Sure, I think we should add more case studies. Great, okay, so that's an example of this simple interactive method to help you really practice and learn and remember phrases. I also use this method inside the 21-day meetings challenge in our daily lessons. Okay, now let's move on and look at an example of expressing an opinion. So have a look at the dialogue. I'm going to read it first. What's your take on the new project timeline? As far as I'm concerned, the timeline is ambitious but achievable with additional resources. Okay, so I just want again to practice that phrase here, as far as I'm concerned. So I'll say it again and then I want you to repeat it. As far as I'm concerned, the timeline is ambitious but achievable with additional resources. Okay, and now let's do the dialogue together. I start. What's your take on the new project timeline? Great, and now we'll make it a little bit more challenging. What's your take on the new project timeline? Great, hope you got it right. Now we're going to do one more example, an example of disagreeing politely. Okay, so I'm going to read the dialogue as I did before. I think we should plan the launch for September. I'm afraid I can't go along with that. We might need more time for market research. Okay, so now as before, I just want you to practice that particular phrase. I'm going to say it and then I want you to repeat it. I'm afraid I can't go along with that. We might need more time for market research. And now we'll do the dialogue together. I start. I think we should plan the launch for September. Great, and now the slightly more challenging version. I think we should plan the launch for September. Great, so that was a simple but what I believe is a very effective technique for practicing and really learning and remembering new phrases. These examples specifically for meetings. And now I'd like to show you what the 21-day meetings challenge looks like inside. Let's take a look. So here we are inside the challenge. This is what it looks like on the inside. So let's take a quick look at the introduction and the toolkit. The toolkit is a really important part of the challenge. So let's open that up and take a look inside. So in the introduction, there's a very short 2-minute video with me telling you
Hi there, and welcome to the
21-day
meetings
how it
challenge.
works. Then right below that we have another short video which is all about creating your meetings toolkit. And this is a really important part of the challenge, because the toolkit is something that you will have then when you have completed the challenge, that's going to really help you for all of your future meetings. So in this short video I tell you more about the toolkit, and here it is for you to download. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here is the toolkit, and basically it's a document that you're going to work on yourself throughout the challenge. So you can see here it's very simple. We have a table. On the left side we have the challenge days and topics, and on the right side we have space for your key takeaways, tips, strategies and phrases. So at the end of each lesson, each day, I encourage you to go to this document and fill in your key takeaways. So the parts about that day that you find most helpful, phrases, tips, strategies. And so I encourage you to do this every day. You take really 2 minutes at the end of each day to fill this in, and then by the end of the challenge you will have a document full of brilliant phrases, tips and strategies that will be like your secret weapon for all future meetings. So this is a really important part of the meetings toolkit, your personalized secret weapon for your future meetings. So that's the meetings toolkit, and now we'll come back and we'll take a look at an example lesson. So day 1 is becoming a confident meeting participant. So we talked a lot about confidence in this lesson, and this is what it's all about. Okay, so day 1, becoming a confident meeting participant. So what you have here is a short video. It's about 6.5 minutes on day 1. You get a short video. Then I give you the video, the text version of the video. And this is really helpful for the toolkit. So you can just kind of copy things from this into your meetings toolkit. So tips, phrases, etc. What's also really interesting about day 1 is I talk about my own personal stories with confidence and my struggles with confidence. And people who have taken the challenge before, they really like this part, and they found it really inspiring and helpful to know that they're not the only ones. Even an English native speaker, a professional English teacher, can have problems with confidence in meetings. So people found that really helpful. So short video, text version, then directly after the text version you have the PDF download. So you can download it and have it on your phone or your device. You can print it out. Then we also have an MP3 version. So you can listen to it on the go, at the gym, taking your dog for a walk, whatever. And then we have a short quiz, a short review at the end of each day with different kinds of questions, multiple choice, fill in the gaps. And then I encourage you at the end of each lesson to open your toolkit and get it started. So to start adding to your toolkit, so you have that great resource at the end of the challenge. And then of course you can leave a comment. I encourage people to leave comments on each lesson. So that's what a typical lesson looks like. Let's go back to the curriculum. So you can see day 1, day 2 is relationship building. Day 3 is about getting involved, asking for and expressing opinions. There's a big focus on phrases. And you know, I start introducing this interactive technique for learning phrases and so on. So you can see all the different days. We have 21 covering everything, all you need to know about meetings. And then at the end, I'm just going to go a little bit more quickly here. At the end of the challenge, you also get access to this bonus content: how to effectively lead meetings, conference calls, taking meeting minutes, and also some additional phrases for fast moving discussions. So that's what the challenge looks like on the inside. The toolkit is a big part of it, as I mentioned at the start. There's a big discount at the moment for the start of January 2025 to motivate you to start this year strong and to give your professional English a real boost. And don't forget about the live Q&A sessions that are included also this January as an additional bonus. I think you'll find those very helpful. The link is in the description, as mentioned before. Go and check it out. And if you're interested, now is the time to join. Make sure to join before Sunday, 12th of January. And I look forward to seeing you inside the challenge. So we're at the end of the lesson. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. It's my first time doing this kind of unscripted lesson. I hope you found it really helpful. I hope it helps you with your confidence. I want you to get that confidence in professional English in 2025. Trust yourself, take risks, be willing to make mistakes. I'm sure you're going to find lots of those moments that I mentioned earlier, and it's going to have a great impact on your professional English this year. I genuinely hope that happens for you. If you like the lesson, give it a thumbs up and watch one of these next.